ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. They'll try the left side with Dorsett. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage.
And Smith saw something he didn't like. He's going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They come up in an offset eye. On the toss, it's Dorsett, and he is going to lose yardage here. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the back.
Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll run again with Blunt. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. It was Joe Hayden, the former Pro Bowler, that came up to get him down.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
And he's able to find Diggs. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I will hear about that from him soon. In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
The man with over 1,000 catches, Jason Witten, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Benjamin Watson from 3 yards out. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. And And Smith saw something he didn't like. He's going to take a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
To throw on second down is Smith. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They come up in an offset eye. They'll run it here with Blunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
The play clock's running down. Breeze now. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Charles Haley in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there. I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football on the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
And Boswell's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know, the field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they hand it off to Dorsett. Cuts it out to the sideline. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it'll be a Dallas first down.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator's relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. Back to the air, Smith on second down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it's third down. And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Smith now to throw, and he's got Kyle Rudolph. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They dump it off, complete to Dorsett. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And he's got Sanu. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
They come out with one back and three tight ends. Back to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made.
They'll look to throw. Finding time. That's caught at the 1. The reception good for 7. It's third down. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. He's back to throw. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. And now here come the Cowboys. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. On second down, here's Smith. Oh, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. They've got some